Hi friends! Today I want to try something a little bit different this is my second live video, so I'm still really learning how to do this. Last time I did a little bit longer one, I think it was about 13 minutes or so. Today I want to do something very short because I'm getting feedback from people. Some people enjoy the longer videos, some people would prefer something really short. So today I want to talk a little bit about one of the most useful parenting tips that we've found, that we've learned in our journey after we adopted. And it's useful for all kids, but in particular for children from hard places, what we call hard places. It is how to give children choices and why. And the reason we give children, especially kids from hard places, choices is because they have had so little control over their lives that they feel that they can control nothing, and so sometimes they try to control everything, and sometimes they use really difficult behaviors to try to exert that control. And so we want to give them back some of that control so that they don't feel that they have to do it in big ways, like in raging or tantruming or acting out, or just setting themselves in a really stubborn position that they cannot get themselves out of. So we want to offer choices without them having to do that. And what I learned is that we know that children can only process so much auditory information. And as parents, I think we tend to use a lot of words. Now, not all of us, but I definitely do. Russ and I both tend to use a lot of words. And so if we can use fewer words for children, it helps them process. And especially when we're talking about a child who has become dysregulated, their ability to process auditory input becomes extremely diminished. They really cannot hear us. Our voices, sometimes people say our voices, kind of sound like Charlie Brown voices. I think with some of my kids, they just shut down completely and could not hear us. And so we learn to use minimal words, minimize our words as much as we can and use other ways to show our children what we're trying to show them. So what I learned from an amazing therapist is to use my hands to offer choices. I'm going to make sure that you can see my hands. There we go. Okay, so let's just say super simple example. I'm offering a child a snack, and I'm going to say to them, would you like cheese and crackers, or would you like an apple? And then I hold my hands forward. And if the child can't make the choice, or they're talking and unsure, or they just are refusing to make a choice, then I minimize my words even more, and I just repeat just the choice. So I'll say cheese and crackers, apple, and then I wait. And usually the child will make a choice. Now, in much more difficult situations, and I'm thinking of lots of examples, like with our daughter Chalkidon, food in particular was a very big issue. Something that she needed to control, something that was a big deal for her. She had experienced extreme hunger and severe deprivation. And so when she became hungry, she could not even perceive it as hunger and as a physical feeling. Her brain went immediately to, I am in crisis. This is an emergency. I might die. I need food. And so these situations would very quickly become very big. And sometimes that very big was also very scary for her, for the other children, sometimes even for me. And so what I learned is that if I could just offer her the choices, sometimes she could make them. And it might take a little while, but I would just do my best to offer. So with her, she was a total meat girl. The more meat she could eat, the happier she was. So she would often want to eat like leftover food from the night before or whatever. So let's say that I was offering her a choice. I would simply say to her, Chalkidon, would you like a piece of chicken, or would you like some ham? And I'd wait. Now, often, unfortunately, she would be crying. It would be very difficult. And so I would get down low to her level. I wouldn't stand up above her. I'd get down low to her level, and I'd put my hands out again. And I'd say chicken, ham, and wait. And when she was very distressed, sometimes she could just hear those words, and sometimes she couldn't even speak, but she would just slap at the hand, of what she wanted. And I'd say, chicken. Okay, great. That's a great choice, Calcadon. I'm going to get you some chicken. And then we would go from there. But I think the most important point for me was to make it simple, make it practical, make it visual, not just auditory, but visual, to try to reach her when she was already distressed. And that was very, very helpful to us. I would love to talk longer because now that I'm started, it would be nice to keep on going, but I really do want to keep this one short for you. I don't see any questions right now coming up. If anybody has a quick question, shoot it my way right now. I see people saying hi. Thanks so much. I've gotten good feedback also on topics that people want me to cover. So if you have a topic, email me at lisa@onethankfulmom.com. Message me here on Facebook. I would be happy to cover them. Later this week, I would like to come on and do a longer time with you so that those of you who want to really sit together and interact and hear me talk about more things, we'll have time for that as well. I will be sure to choose a time and let you know. And for those of you who couldn't be here live and are watching later, thank you so much, all of you, for watching my second ever live video. And I look forward to seeing you again. All right, have a wonderful day. Encourage one another, and I send you love and hope for the journey. Bye.